Alright everyone, I'm over here in LAX and I'm about to take my flight from Los Angeles back to Houston because I gotta take the kids back to school. So anyways, I usually drive, but because I'm just gonna come right back, it takes about 2 days to drive to Houston, and 2 days to come back, Houston to Los Angeles, spending the night over in El Paso. But pretty much this is the quickest way since I'm just going to come back. Anyways, let me cut in, cut out. Flying's a different experience. Obviously, I can't take my gun with me, so and going through the TSA security checkpoints.
May I have your attention, please? All travelers, if any unknown person attempts to give you any item, including luggage, to transport on your flight, do not.
Anyway, let me check out.
And
Alright, I'm on the airplane. It's brought some food. Got some airplane drinks with me. It's been a while since I flew in an airplane, really because I don't like flying all that much. Can't take my gun with me, or actually have a loaded gun with me, or have any ammo or anything like that. Anyways, I'll be headed out to Houston and coming back real quick. Just trying to take the kids back to school. Anyways, this is what it looks like out here. Airplane. So, anyways. Alright everyone, I made it back to Houston in one piece. Flying, different kind of traveling. Anyways, I'm out of here. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm coming back into Houston. As you see from my previous video, I flew in, and I guess it's good to be back home. Very humid, very hot. But I want to take a look at well, so far what's happened as far as in Bitcoin land. Here's your. I finally got to log in back into Bitfinex. There's no trading whatsoever, but when I look up on the right-hand corner, I see a BFX. If you can see that right there, it says BFX. And you'll see that I have 1 in trading, and so I don't have a lot of Bitcoin. I'm assuming that represents $1, because when I look at the total on the right side, it says US equivalent balance $2.76. Okay, so as I look here, and I guess I didn't really have a lot of Bitcoins here on the exchange. I thought I had more, but maybe I didn't. I'm not sure. They gave me $1 of, what are they calling it? Excuse me. They're calling it BFX Omni, and so I got $1 and a fractional penny. The amount of US dollars, that seems right. I have about 3 cents. The Bitcoin amount, however, I thought I had more than that in I thought I had more than that, but maybe I don't. But see, it says it's Bitcoin, and I had it in margin trading. Basically, the way it works is that you can transfer. And what I did is, the way Bitfinex works is like having three different wallets. You'll have in a basically, let me see here if I could back out. So basically, you'll have a exchange wallet, a trading wallet, and a deposit wallet. So basically, you have three wallets. You're given three different addresses to decide to where to deposit your coin or your wire, or in my case, I can't wire because I'm a Texas resident, but apparently they have this system called Tether. It's pegged to $1. It's one of those coins that's pegged to $1, in which it's treated like US dollar, but it's a coin it's a cryptocurrency representation that's pegged to $1. Anyways, so that's how they're going to handle quote unquote US dollars here. But basically, you're given three different addresses, and so I have an exchange, trading, and a deposit address, or deposit wallet. I didn't do any margin trading. What I did was I used the three different wallets to segregate like what Bitcoin I want to uh, separate. It's a nice little feature on Bitfinex. I'm kind of used to it because I've been trading there. Let me see here if I can get the thing to focus. There we go. Anyways, let's see if I back out and it can focus. There we go. So it's a nice trading feature, because most of what I did was on the exchange account, where I'm just straight exchanging dollar for Bitcoin and Bitcoin for dollar. I'm not really margin trading. But what I could do is I could move between the different wallets when I wanted to segregate how much dollar or how much Bitcoin, because there's times where I want to save a certain amount of Bitcoin, and I did that with the deposit wallet as well. Like I didn't want to trade any Bitcoin or anything. I would just put it in the deposit part of the wallet, or even in US dollars. Like I want to save a certain amount of money, I would set it aside in deposit, and then trading I would just use it as just a place to park the money or the Bitcoin or something. And the exchanges were actually where I would move Bitcoins into the exchange portion of the trading platform, where I would actually do an straight exchange. I did that for several reasons, because I wanted money as a reserve for myself, or Bitcoin as a reserve, so I'd either put it in deposit or trading, because there'd be times where sometimes I would set stops or set limits or buy orders or sell orders, but sometimes I don't, because I don't, the thing about when you do that, I always have a sneaky suspicion that there's some market data out there being sold or maybe open or available to see your open orders, and you don't want that. Sometimes you want to not have any open orders and just watch the price. And then certain times I'll when I see a price drop, I'll just do a market order, or I'll get on the computer and then put in an open order only after the price drops a certain amount, and vice versa. When the price goes up, I'll put a sell order on the Bitcoins. I either see the price moving up and I'll actually put a market order for a sell, or after the price goes up, I'll go ahead and I'll just set up a sell order and see if it hits. That's kind of how I've been doing it. Just me, my paranoia. So anyways, maybe I didn't have that much Bitcoin left. I had a very small fractional, not even a couple $100, just a couple dollars worth. I think I had a 0.0036 something. So that was my haircut. My haircut was $1. Um, Not that bad. I know others will probably have like a lot more. See, so if you want to see the whole thing, it's US dollar. I had 3 cents. Bitcoin, I had 0.0029 now. Last I remember it, I think I had 0.003 something, which is again not a lot. And let me see here. And then this is Bitfinex Omni, which shows that I have $1. So all in all, my equivalent balance is $2.79 on the hack. Normally, I would have a lot more on Bitfinex, but because of the recent price rise, and I haven't done a chart analysis, but I guess this is not a chart analysis, but I did want to show what I was talking about on the price rise. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just back up here. Okay, so I'm talking about this particular price rise in general right here, where it was what 4 something all the way up to here to 780, and then even up here when it was ranging up and down, a lot of good price action. I mean, if you compared to what it was doing before, very slow. If you compare what it's doing now, very volatile. So even if when the price dipped down, I would have bought at the lower price, and then it went up, and then I sold out, mainly because people were buying them. And it just worked out that way. And then when I sold out here at the top, well, not exactly at the top, but as it was going up, then it would go down. I would rebuy back in, it would go back up, and then as I didn't have enough Bitcoin, the price would slowly go down. And then during this period right here, these two periods, right about this period right here, is when I couldn't get any more Bitcoin. It was strange. Actually, I couldn't get any more Bitcoin probably around this time frame, right about here. And then whatever I was getting was trickling in. And then, of course, the hack and well, these are the prices that were going down. And now this was, of course, the news. And I'm on Bitstamp because Bitfin is still at 604. So anyways, I was able to procure some Bitcoins after the fall. It's been slowly rising, though. I suspect that it'll just probably hit up here and then slowly work its way down to a point where it finds a good floor. Anyways, let me get back to Bitfinex here. So anybody there was wondering what to expect, when it first became available, I didn't log in. I went in and tried it out, and then it asked me to set my password. And you just kind of wonder, is it a phishing site? Is it real? It was pretty real, but I just didn't want to do it until I got confirmation from other news sources or other sources that they were actually letting people in. This was real. This wasn't fake, because I know there was a phishing email going around. So I waited another day, and I just want to make sure that other people were able to log in and see their balance, and just kind of wait for other confirmation. So I did change my password, and then once you log in, if you had two-factor logged in, if you had two-factor authentication with the authenticator, it'll ask you to reset that as well, which I also did before it even lets you look at your balance. So I did all that. Had enough confidence to say, okay, let me do it. Um, so I guess I thought I had like a couple $100. I thought I had point 0.3 something, but I guess I didn't. I guess only had point 0.003 something, which is only a couple dollars. And then I guess my 36% haircut was $1 out of the $2.76. So sounds about right, I guess, as far as a haircut, $1 to $2, 36%. That's my haircut. I guess I was fortunate in this regard because I was going to wire some money, and then it turns out that, matter of fact, let's just, well, let me hold on. Let me cut out here and let me take a look at the rest of the site. But I just wanted to show this much for anybody who was curious to see what it looks like on the exchange here. And you can see all the different balances. You got Ether Classic, Litecoin. Of course, you see I don't have much. I just had some US dollars and some Bitcoin. And then there's my $1 worth of BFX Omni. So hold on, let me cut out and I'll cut back in real quick. Alright, I'm cutting back in, and the deposit portion of the wiring, it has been it just says, at this time deposits are disabled while we continue to restore the platform to full functionality following the security incident on August 3rd. Thank you for your patience. Before that, it used to say that as of January 30th, all Texas residents will not be able to wire funds, at least for me, because I'm a Texas resident, so I don't know why all of a sudden that policy changed, but I was unable to fund my account, and I'm actually glad that it did happen, because otherwise I would have been stuck with a 36% haircut, probably on my cash side as well. And so strange how that all works out. Unable to get Bitcoins, unable to fund my trading account. All of a sudden Bitfinex gets hacked, price crashes, and then I'm still able to get some Bitcoin, very small amounts, but I'm actually still able to get, and I got Bitcoin at a lower price. I can't ask for anything more than that. I guess depending on your situation, either this is really bad luck for you, or really good luck. Like, you're able to get your coins out of you. If you're like me, you probably use Bitfinex to buy Bitcoins. I never really took money out of Bitcoins. I just really wanted the Bitcoins, and I got most of it out already by then, because I was selling. The demand was so much. Again, let me just back up to this. Even after this point in time, especially when the demand was up this high, I couldn't keep up with the demand of Bitcoin. That I didn't even have any Bitcoins on the exchange. Usually I would have Bitcoins on the exchange as a hedge, just a hedge against this. But because the demand was so high, just market, fundamentals, I literally was running out of Bitcoin to sell. And then as the price went down, typically how it really goes is the miners see the price going up, they usually try to sell to me at the top or as it's going up, and then I in turn find buyers, or the buyers come to me and say, hey, you got any any Bitcoin? I say, yes, I do. I'll trade them. And then in turn, the miners come back to me if the price goes up higher. So after this period, even after this drop in price, I was still getting demand, and so I was still buying and selling, buying and trading. Only like right here, this portion right here, right as it's going really steady, kind of going up, and just this flat line area, the two, or this whole period, um, you know, I would say, well, obviously before the hack, I was unable to get any Bitcoins, and kind of weird. I was unable to wire money to buy Bitcoins, and all of a sudden the price drops, and then it finally settled around on Bitstamp 590. It's been a while since I looked at a chart, but extraordinary circumstances, I guess I'll just go ahead and put that out there. So anyways, there's the disabled part, and there you have it. Let me cut out, and I'll cut back in later. So here's the main page where I actually have US dollars here, and this is kind of what it looks like. As you see, my balance shows only 0.3 cents. 3 cents, I think 3 cents, yeah, 3 cents. And this is pretty much all you'll see here in the last price, showing at 604, and that's about it. You don't see anything else here. There's no market orders and all. Let me see on the margin trading what shows up here. It's taking a while. Okay, maybe they're not allowing anybody to view the margin trading part of it. How about the funding? Alright, here we go. There's something. What's it say here? It says your deposit wallet is empty. Funds transfer make empty. Okay. Well, I don't do any margin funding, so let me see what else it shows. It probably shows nothing there. Usually there's something that's showing. Let's go back to margin trading. Margin trading is not loading for some reason. So I'm going into wallets, or let's go to withdrawal real quick. So this is my wallet account, and I can do transfer. I'm not going to transfer anything. There's really nothing there to mess with. I just want to see what it looks like, and I'm showing you all. I'm going into withdrawal now, and whoa, excuse me. Shows my recent withdrawal. What was my last withdrawal? Okay, sorry. 6, the month of 6 on the date of 08. It goes by date. Oh, sorry. It goes by the day, and then the month, and then the year, and then some kind of time. So that was my last withdrawal, which I guess is right. 6.7 Bitcoins. And then I just left the. I could have sworn I had more. I had like 0.03. I don't know. I think I had more than that, but it just. I could have sworn I had 0.3 and not 0.003. But I'm not gonna cry over this. This is not a big deal. I'm not gonna complain about it. I left a fractional amount there for probably a reason, and so anyway, that was my last withdrawal. But let's see what happens if I save Bitcoin. at this time, blah 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 blah. Okay, same thing. All right. Anyways, I guess I can go through my history. So there you go. There's the update on this. We'll see how it goes. I'll go ahead and I'll just go ahead and load this up, and for anybody who was curious to see what was happening, there you go. There's a process of it. Here's my opinion on the whole socialized loss. Obviously, as you can tell, I don't have much skin in the game on Bitfinex. Although I could have sworn I had more than that, but I'll have to look at my history. Even if I did have 0.3 Bitcoins, which at current price would be, I don't know, 200, 300, I don't know, a couple $100. It's alright. For me, I'll be like, that's fine. I mean, if I don't see those couple $100 again, I'm okay, because I know there's probably a lot of people out there who had more than a couple $100. Probably, some probably even had hundreds of thousands of dollars, because I've seen market orders for like 100 Bitcoin, 200 Bitcoin. I've seen 400 Bitcoin market sell orders happen on this exchange. So I know there's some people out there who probably have hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin, maybe even million of Bitcoin or money that was on this exchange at the time. And they're not talking about, from what I'm hearing, they're not talking about just Bitcoin holders. They're talking about every account holder. So if you think about, you know, all the anyone who had a US dollar amount, well, you all got a haircut. Anybody who had Bitcoin, you all got a haircut. Anybody who had Ether, you all had a haircut. Anybody who had Ethereum Classic, you got a haircut too. And anybody who had Litecoin, anybody who had an account, got a haircut. Even though only Bitcoins were taken. And if you notice that, out of all the stuff that could have been taken, the Ether Classic, the Litecoin, what did the perpetrator take? The most valuable thing, right? The most valuable coin that was on that exchange, Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? It makes you want to think, like let's say it was somebody who doesn't like Bitcoin. Well, and would like to see Bitcoin fall. Well, you got all this money. Why would you go after Bitcoin? Why not go after Litecoin? Right? I mean, if they're really into money, if they're really a thief, why not just take them all? Maybe there are some security measures or whatnot, but in my opinion, if I was to perpetrate a hack like this, and I knew, like, I only had one shot to do this with one coin, let's just do this one coin and not worry about the other coins, which coin would I want? Which coin would I go for? Well, it would be Bitcoin. That's what happened. And so, if you think about it this way, you know, out of all the coins, right, out of all the coins to take, right, which coin would you take? The most valuable coin, right? The coin that has the most value, that you know you're going to get money out of. And what coin was that? That was Bitcoin. It wasn't Litecoin, it wasn't Ether, it wasn't Ether Classic, it wasn't any of those, it was Bitcoin. So, and I don't think they're going to roll this back. I've heard rumors that, oh, they're going to roll it back or block the Bitcoin. They didn't do it for Mt. Gox, they're not going to do it for Bitfinex. All right. When I say they, I mean the miners, of course. So I know those coins are gonna They're probably going to move around, um, and eventually they'll find their way into different wallets. I think that's what's eventually going to happen. They're not just going to be unused or just sitting there. Um, they may be, they may already be traded, not on exchanges, but peer-to-peer for other coins as well. Like someone could be trading Bitcoin for Ethereum Classic, or someone could be stealing Bitcoin to buy Ethereum Core, or someone could be buying Bitcoin for Litecoin. So even though we see the things move around and go to one address, it's possible that they could be exchanged for different cryptocurrencies, and then eventually that will be taken onto the exchange and then sold and rebought for Bitcoin again to be sold for money or wired out of money or stuff like that. All these things could happen. I mean, we're dealing with multiple coins that have you know, that has its own blockchain. So even though you're all following Bitcoin, right, we don't really know if the value has already transferred over to another blockchain simply through an exchange with another cryptocurrency and then back to Bitcoin. And maybe I would surmise a couple things would happen if someone took those coins. One would be the direct approach would be they just be sold on the quote unquote streets. They're going to be sold on the streets, and you know, the perpetrator got the money. Of course, no one's going to say, "Hey, my coins comes from the hacked bitcoins." You know, if they want to wash them, quote unquote, wash them or clean them or launder them through other crypto coins, they can do that too. You could just buy whatever, Stellar, Monero. You just find someone who's willing to trade them for Bitcoin. And I bet you there are a lot of people who, although they're involved in other crypto coins, either they're involved in Ether, Classic and Core, Litecoin, Monero, Dogecoin. Matter of fact, let me go up to the coin market cap, and I'll give you my opinions on what coins are out there that are oh, okay, well, Steam. Anybody who wants to buy Steam, that's another one. So I'm gonna name some coins that probably have good, what I would consider coins. If you're gonna go into altcoins, maybe these are the coins that you might want to consider just by market cap. Okay, Bitcoin being number one. But again, the perpetrator can buy or move the value to a different blockchain. Ethereum being one, Steam being one. I wouldn't consider Ripple. Any of these coins that have a little asterisk right there, I wouldn't really consider, but I wouldn't rule out. But in this case, I'll just disregard Ripple. Ethereum Classic is another one. Litecoin. Oh yeah, Dash is another one. This, I have no idea, but it has that star. That usually represents something where I'm not too... I think they're just used for transfer. Ripple, people just buy Ripple to transfer money into different things and get out. But I wouldn't really consider it an actual cryptocurrency. Master, made safe. I think, these are all coins made within a closed, I guess, system or something. I'm not too sure, but I would disregard these with the little asterisks. I wouldn't really consider them. Dogecoin, Monero, I wouldn't consider Lisk. Anything with a little asterisk on this, I wouldn't consider. DigiDAO, I would not consider a little asterisk. That's just my preference. That's just me. And with this, Americoin. But after you get down to here, I mean, there's really not that many. I would say Monero Coin, Dogecoin, Dash, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, um, Steam. Yes, I would consider Steam, uh, and Ethereum Core as being different ways to transfer that value to a different blockchain. All right, and then either through various different platforms, cash out that way, or sell those different, altcoins and get your money that way, or come back to Bitcoin, um, and from there you're able to basically you're transferring the value from Bitcoin to an altcoin, then altcoin back into Bitcoin, and then you could say, hey, this money's good, or this Bitcoin is good. It'd be kind of untraceable that way. Um, it's a lot of chains to follow that are not interlinked. Like Bitcoin blockchain is in no way interlinked with the Ethereum blockchain, and vice versa with Steam blockchain and all the Litecoin, Dash, Monero, Dogecoin, all those different blockchains. They're not linked to Bitcoin um, at all. So hold on, let me pause for a minute. All right, I'm running out of battery here, so I'll try to finish this up. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that, and I can almost see it in the price and in the way it's moved. Again, I'm going to go back to the chart. I'm not going back to the chart for a chart price analysis for trading. I'm going to kind of make my point here. Let's go to the hourly. So this is a long sideways period. I'm just analyzing based on price because, well, that's what I used to do a lot. You've seen my Bitcoin trade videos. But what I'm saying is that there is a huge stability here, and this is my theory on what has been happening or did happen. I just, and these are just crazy theory time, okay? That during this time where we had just a very steady price, I believe is the time where the perpetrators who knew about this impending hack, theft, I think they were on the exchanges or making trades. They were doing a lot of trading on Bitcoin because the price was just flat, and then all of a sudden it just got lower, and then it just started lowering. This is the time when Bitfinex got hacked, right about, let me see, August 2nd. Let's just start the day. Okay, August 1st. Okay, let's just say from here, so from that point right here, where that line is, it's basically August 2nd, 00, meaning it just, that right there. So it bottomed out right here. Let's see if I could just analyze what happened just by the movement in the price chart. So right here, that line represents August 2nd, 12 a.m. Okay, and then if you look throughout the day, it's reached its bottom. So I believe that somehow from this point to this point, the plan to steal Bitcoins from Bitfinex was already happening, was already set into motion, because at that point, during this point, I wasn't able to get any Bitcoin, and I was expecting the price to go up, but it just kept going down. Hindsight, now that I realize there was a hack going on, or a hack to be perpetrated on this day, on this time period right here, and of course you know what happened right there. That's when everybody found out about the hack. That during this period, I think people did know. They sold their Bitcoins, transferred their Bitcoins, bought other coins, and to get off the Bitcoin blockchain. Um, and you know, I think people did know. I think there were people that knew. There were teams of people that knew. I think it was a collaborated effort, and other people knew about it. And what they did is they sold their Bitcoin for either cash or other cryptocurrencies. The hack happened. By then, uh, the perpetrators already took out all the coins and money, took out the value and put it into their wallet, probably a different cryptocurrency, put it into their wallet, and then they're gonna just keep moving, buying different cryptocurrency, obscuring where the value has gone on different blockchains, and then eventually come back to Bitcoin. Because if you see what happened, price dropped, crowd reacted. All of a sudden, they're going. The perpetrators, I believe, the perpetrators. There's probably a lot of them. They're coming back into it. See the price reaction. Bitfinex hack. Okay, so the sell-off of the, I think people either knew that it was coming or involved in it, so they're selling off. Price drops, they get back into Bitcoin. They take their other altcoins or their Bitcoins and put them on a different exchange to buy back those Bitcoins at a lower price, thus making more money. So they're making more money on top of the money on top of the money. And if I was a hacker, that's what I would do. If I knew how to do that stuff. Or maybe if I was a perpetrator, that's what I would do. I wouldn't say hacker. Let's just say perpetrator. That's just me. So I think something like that probably did happen. I think there's a good chance that something like that did happen. So there you go. There you go. So look at all these different coins, and they're all going to be. Is there any coin that's raised up in value recently? That's gone up in value quite a bit. Looks like Ripple's gone up for some reason. So you can see the point in time in hack. Steam went up just before that. I find that interesting that right before Steam goes up in value at the time of the hack. What's another one that's went up in value? Ethereum Classic. So during that time before the hack, Ethereum Classic goes up. That might be another coin to look at. Are people who are using those coins, because if you look at the inverse, if I was a hacker, I'd take those bitcoins, or before the theft of those bitcoins, I would take the bitcoins that I have existing, put them somewhere else. And Ethereum Classic, the hack happened, you see a slow drop off here, you see a rise back, so they're going back into Bitcoin. I mean, I'm just speculating theory, but if you just look at the price movements, it can kind of give you an indication. What's another one that let me see, Ethereum Classic. Yeah, Ethereum Classic, rise in value. What other ones rise in value before the Bitcoin hack? Well, none really. Isn't that interesting? I can't seem to find one. Oh, here's another one. It's some obscure coin. What's it called? Agoras tokens? Maybe. I'm not sure. Gets a little more obscure, but I find this very interesting. I'm just looking at it right now. It's not like I planned this or anything. But if you look at this, Steam and Ethereum Classic. Okay, if you look at it, the two coins that went up, that were trending up or spiked up before the hack, Steam and then Ethereum Classic. More Ethereum Classic because you can see it trending up as the price of Bitcoin was going down, and then it spiked up looks like right before the hacking period, and then you see the slow valuation declining as a slow increase in valuation of Bitcoin. So I think there's some correlation there, and also just this weird spike in steam right here, right before the hack too, and then you see this low. All of a sudden, it goes right back down after. So interesting correlation. I don't know. I would definitely take a look at Steam and Ethereum Classic because I think a lot of people transfer the value of Bitcoin into those two coins, and then after the hack, probably went back into Bitcoin or maybe moving into other cryptocurrencies, or maybe using those on those particular platforms themselves. So we'll see what happens. This is interesting. I guess I'll keep up to date on this. So, anyways, this concludes this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment, or even video response. Until next time, stay tuned.